This is your daily market review for Thursday, January 4th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review for Thursday, January 4th, 2024. Don't mess that up. Hopefully you're having a great week. As we expected, the market was going to get volatile in time. The most overbought conditions we've seen in my lifetime, surprisingly, starting to pick up volatility going into the new year. The how, the why, the what, the where, the how. Check out this video for the levels, what to expect, and how we can help you. Again, if you're new to the channel, want to join the Discord room, link is in the description below. So going into the rest of the week, Friday, shortened week, it's been basically straight down. Now you have earnings coming next week, and it's going to be interesting. Banks started off, I think they're next week. Not all of them, obviously, they're starting soon, but I don't know how they're going to be doing well. And I think the market's starting to pick up on some of these things. And then you've got a lot of geopolitical things. It's almost, again, it's not surprising that Buffett, Zuckerberg, some big names are absolutely unloading into this up move going into an election year. I think people are expecting it's going to be wild. Again, so if you have any questions, join the Discord room, links in the description below. Check out the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, the notification bell. Watch this video. I'm telling you, we have the pro gap, which has started to move down. I'll talk about that here in a second. Get your 5.5% at Marcus. Again, thetradingagent.com. Check it out. Tons of insights, videos, learning. The Back to Basics series is all there. Get your interactive brokers. And also, again, if you haven't got your Trader's Almanac, use this link. I think I get 25-cent affiliate, whatever. I just posted on here because I want people to have this. And today was supposed to be a bullish day, and the two bullish days so far this month, both been not so bullish. Again, follow on Twitter, posting insights, things that we think are interessante, following the news. Always here to help. Yeah, Marcus selling $500 million worth buying beachfront property. I guess global warming's happening. So let's check out this, right? CME, as we talked about, what are the odds of a cut in January? It's not high, but it's obviously March is picking up. But here's the thing, oil, gas, I mean, there's a lot of volatility going on, and I think a lot of folks, whether you talk about it or not, are a little confused. Rate hikes, rate cuts, jobs are really better than they're saying. I don't know. Bitcoin, we talked about chopping up here. I personally think just like gold, silver, miners, materials, the best time to buy them will be the Fed cutting, when they actually cut. Now everyone knows it's coming. That's not the question here. It's just if there's a liquidity smash everywhere in the market. Little concern, everybody's thinking Bitcoin's a buy as it's at the high. You got to be careful with that. Oil, again, we talked about there's a huge short position. It's getting volatile down here. I think the floor is higher than what most people expect. Come on, natural gas. It's been picking up. Like in the action, we talked about shorting KOLD. So far, so good. I'll show the chart on that here. But natural gas, as I said, I don't necessarily know if it's going to break out and go bonkers. I just don't think there's much downside. Let's get into the gold. Sorry, the dollar. We talked about if you took out the dividend, $1.75, it would bring you right back to the 200-day, essentially hitting it. Remember, XDiv took the $1.74, add it to here, takes you basically to right there. Holding so far. So good. I mean, again, I don't trust the dollar. I'm not really trading, but I'm just watching for volatility. Bonds, we talked about being way overbought, getting into resistance here. And again, resistance is a probability strategy, meaning like you look for it, you do what you got to do. And again, if bonds collapse, I don't know. Bonds break out. I mean, that's the thing. Bond volatility is all I'm really focused on. We've talked about the VIX compression under certain levels. Here you go, starting to wake up. Wakey. A lot of people got mad, but I mean, look how long that took. That almost took 6 weeks. Yikes. I mean, it's just wild sometimes how long we can stay oversold, or not oversold, but the market just stay in complacency. The Vixen, we talked about that waking up in the Vivix. Vivix off a little today. Not surprised. It's chopping. It's holding up. The SPY. Here you go. We talked about this pro gap. Starts moves, novice gaps, and moves. That's a pro gap. Now you're below the 20-day. I'm looking at the 460 level. We talked about the Qs, same kind of thing. Pro gap. Somewhere in this area holding, in my opinion. Because again, as I said, if you go study the past, there's a typical situation where you get below the 20-day, Then you rally back in situations like the situation. If you go look at the past, off a top, there's a drop below support, then 20-day, and that's pretty typical. Talked about the IWM lagging. Well, that thing has been lagging. Look at this thing. I mean, it broke out, but if people zoom out, they're like, it's nowhere near the highs, like the SPY and the Qs and all that stuff. People just got excited about it. We talked about high volume at the highs being a little scary. Here's your pro gap. Now you're under your 20-day. Near term, that's the thing. I mean, I just wouldn't go jumping off a cliff shorting right now. Just do me a favor. Be patient. Let's see it play out. DIA. Here you go. Chopping at the highs. It's holding up better. Gold, this is, again, why, I mean, Bitcoin, gold, all these things, they're on the precipice of breaking out, right? They've got chop tops. But if you look, so far, holding the 20-day, I don't know. Just don't trust them. Because, again, it's hard to see such when you don't see a confirmation in silver. Lagadocious. GDX. Lagging. If you zoom out, these things should be much higher. Again, in a credit crisis, not going to say credit crisis, but in a market drawdown, credit, companies that rely heavily on credit don't act well. Miners being especially one of them. I mean, AG was down 7% today. Ooh, look at the rally. Right? No. AEM was down yesterday. Nothing. Makes a new low, actually. Newmont, this thing should be in the 50s or 60s. Hits the 200-day. Blah. Pass on it again. I mean, in time, love these names. Chop, fizz, whatever leaf it is. These things aren't ready. So, Taiwan Semi, my short of the year, 2024. Short of the year. Basically, the premise is, obviously, we've heard about Taiwan reunifying, or China trying to reunify with Taiwan. I don't think that's good for Taiwan Semi. And if you shorted it up here in the 102s, you're looking pretty good. Micron, we talked about this thing's a piece of junk. I'm not surprised they gap trapped it up. Look at this big volume. Someone was like, thank you, I'm out. Then it goes a little higher, bring in more buyers, and boom. Holds the 20-day, chopping around, watching the 8-day. AM Dizzle, I mean, I feel like they're in position to compete. But the stock is over. I don't know how to value these companies. Because again, chips are competitive, y'all. Professional gap down, now chopping at the 20-day. Nvid, we talked about everybody's stock at 2023. Well, it's so good that everybody recommended it be stock at 2024. I can't remember which broker did, but that's an absolute joke. It's not going to double time. It's not going to go from 120 up to 500 and then go from 400 to 2,000, in my opinion. 400s. So dumb. Intel, we talked about this rallying more than we thought. They got a deal for subsidy from Israel. Pulling back, keeping on it. SMH. Not good. Fake breakouts, gap downs below the 20-day. I mean, can it hold here? That's the $1 million question. Actually, let me withdraw these fibs because, in my opinion, this move is fudge and done. Excuse my language, but it's done in my opinion. Now it could rally back. Obviously, don't sit here and go short and lows. I always tell you, like, that's why try to get in close to the highs you can, and look for pops to short once a down move. And it's no different if the bottom's in. You don't just chase it. You let it bounce. You play the game. Adobes, we talked about this post gap down. It was going to chop around. Look at this. Hits a 20-day. Smell you later. Apple, we talked about the double top. Gap down. I mean, this thing is just going straight down. I mean, China stuff coming up. I mean that's their biggest end buyer. Amazonian, nice action today. Look at this. Whoa. Talked about the fake breakout in this big pennant or megaphone. I apologize. Fake breakout. All right. And again, do not go shorting lows. Always wait for pops. Maybe the 20-day, something like this. Riding upper bound fails. Guggenheim. Talked about this. Another fake breakout. Holding the 20-day. If you would have shorted yesterday or at the highs, you're looking good. Meta. Holding the 20-day and trend line when it breaks. I mean, everyone knows Zuck is unloading. It's hilarious. But all right. Microsoft holding up at the hold highs. And it's the thing. It's like people are like, oh, the QQQs are oversold. Okay, they're not even down that much. A lot of these names are not chopped around. Speaking of NASDAQ, here you go. Love the shorting of this exchange. I think in time, NASDAQ is going to freaking 20. MicroStrategy, Bitcoin bouncing. Microsailor dumping. This is tough. I mean, this is big volume at the highs. I don't necessarily trust it near term. Worst case scenario, it's like this, where it big volume chops and then pulls back. Or it's just a top and it's time for drop. Trying to see if there's any big volume spikes like this again. Yeah, up here and then kadoosh. Right. I mean, we'll see. It's one of those things, like, I'm not shorting Bitcoin, but I struggle with this one. You got to be careful. Like, this thing is going to be wide and loose. If you want to gamble speculatively, that's your name. Netflix talked about this fake breakout coming back. Roblox failing at the 40, was it 647? Yep. Tesla, everybody's favorite stock of 2024, and then the first couple days are an absolute nightmare. I'd be curious to see what it does at the 230 range. I mean, it's a fake breakout. You got to be careful with that. Fake outs lead to breakdowns. Let's go through some of the other fun names. Airbnb, we talked about this holding and bouncing at the 100-day, this trend line. Look at the bounce today. I mean, nice bounce of the 80 and gives it right on back into the close. Surprise. Nope. Costco. Talked about once this got post X div. Yikes. 20-day. Starbucks, yeah. Here you go. Lower lows. I mean, again, global growth name showing what's going on in the world. Not acting so hot. Federal Express. Everyone said the trade of the year was to buy the dip post earnings. We talked about it's due to bounce because the market was holding up, held the 200-day. Oops, if it breaks here, look out below. Caterpillar. Man, I am impressed. Some of these names have done what they've done. Look at this, comes back up. But the problem is here now it's pro-gapped. If you want to look for bounces, man, if you see something in this 290s, I think you short. Nucor got cooked today into the close, holding the 177 and then down. Watch the 20-day. Letter X again. I don't think U.S. Steel gets bought by Nippon Steel. I just wouldn't go shorting it. I think there's multiple bidders. It's going to be hard. VALE. I mean, just again, if it's a hard trade, why trade it? Breaking the range high. I mean, again, it's just choppy. I mean, we like material names long term, absolutely do, but just leave them alone. Let them flush out with the market. We talked about this being oversold, large volume at the bottom. Bounce. CCJ, the leader, uranium, on fire, right? All of 2023. Starts M-topping. Now it's down. Again, I like uranium in time. CF, I mean, there's potential. There's a lot of call activity on this one. Interesting action today. I don't subscribe to those theories of being always the answer, but I will say with certainty that if this thing gets crushed, I'm a buyer. We got to eat, y'all. All these ag names, if they get crushed with the market because they just sell off, we got to eat. Got to eat, dog. Yeah. Like, just again, and this is the thing. It'll be tough catching a falling knife, but when everyone's freaking out and these things get cooked, just go to sleep. You'll be all right. So here you go. Again, NTR, 20-day, Aaron. Here you go. Chopping, popping. Be careful. Right? XLFer. Same kind of thing. Not same kind of. Sorry, I'm like getting distracted. I got a text. This one is a gift, y'all. I mean, again, chop tops. I wish I could tell you today, yesterday was the day. I mean, you can't not short over here. And look at what it does. A doji out. Again, the risk reward. If you don't want to short, that's fine. But if you like risk reward, 10-1 gain to loss with a stop, loving it. Look at this. XDiv today. Congrats. Got to give a shout out to my man, Jay Solsa said it probably holds up into XDiv. He was right. Look at the wick and then gives it up. Give it up. We talked about Morgan Stanley, mid-90s. Keep in mind, these have earnings coming up. I mean, I think the easiest short is the XLF or shorting FAS and then buying FAS. But just, again, define your risk. Bank of America, look at that wick again. Goldman Sachs chopping up here. Looks good at reference. Carry, we talked about good luck getting through the no doubt fail zone. And now we're at the 20-day. Buena suerte. XBI, again, we talked about watching the low 90s. This thing's a big chop zone. I mean, this makes sense if you want to short up here with, again, tight stops. I mean, if this thing drops from 90 down to 60s, you're not going to be complaining too much. Don't think you're going to be complaining too much. All right, let's end it with solar gas and all that fun. Said solar was oversold due to bounce. Ooh, that's all it's got. Oopsie. Sedge, we talked about these companies are going to get smoked in time. So far, so bueno. ENPH, so far, so good. We told, leave them alone. Look at this, end of year, due to bounce. Oh, really wanted the 200-day, missed it. But all right, it's okay. Sometimes just being right is confidence in owning and building on other trades. Here you go. First Solar. I mean, we've talked about this. I wish it would have gotten the 200-day, but anytime it wicks, it pulls back pretty hard. If it gets up there, call me. HYG, again, recommended, like, why would anyone buy corporate debt? You got to be higher than a kite. So far, so bueno. Let's get into oil and gas. This is getting wide and loose. What's we like? right? Chopping around. Again, I don't know if oil will break down, but I also don't know if it'll break out. So when in doubt, leave it alone. We talked about UNG and natural gas due to bounce, and we said if you're trading this, start taking, again, trade around your position. But if you want to take profits, if you shorted KOLD at 110 plus, again, I don't know if this is going to just absolutely get destroyed, but keep a little on. Again, the more you're up, more profits you take. In time, there will be bounces in natural gas, or sorry, in KOLD and natural gas going down. Then I think you could short it even harder. Ooh, XOP. I mean, said today, look at today's candle. I got stopped out of the drip long, which is an XOP short, but that's okay. There's other places to play, but again, it just shows me the market is weak. Like this is the thing. Sometimes you don't hit every trade or you get stopped out and there's other things. And that's the thing of beauty about stops. It's always another trade. ExxonMobil got to hold the 100 plus level. Oxy, we've talked about. Buffett doesn't give a snap. This is going between 50 hour, whatever, 67. And if it does get smoked down, I'm pretty sure he'll buy more shares, and so will we. MPC, look at this mother. Man, this is wide and loose. Said yesterday, watch the upper range bound. Look at today's candle. That's hard. That's hard. Look at this big chop zone. But guess what? If that's a fake breakout, you can bet your sweet, whatever you like that's sweet, that this can get absolutely crushed. Valero, chopping around, holding. Seems to be getting stuck in the mid 130s. Keep an eye on it. EQT, right? Flex LNG. Again, we talked about these names. Again, leave them alone. Leave them alone. EQT, Flex LNG. I mean, I like it. I think we're a natural gas exporter in time. It's just, again, with an 8% yield, it's so juicy, but just let it play out. All right, if you have any questions, please reach out. Always here for you. Real estate needs. Do not be shy. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Have a good night. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.